This episode will have 5 parts. There's preview, pre-review, review, meta-review, and post-review. Now, you might think this is an episode about review, but it's actually about pipelines. In pre-review, I'll download from YouTube my last 5 episodes of this show using a script. Then, I'll combine them with a script into a clip that I'll embed in the next minute. And then I'll do the same thing for meta-review. Then we'll relax in post-review. I'm using a program called YouTube DL, which is open source. It's a command line tool that downloads videos from YouTube. Usually, when you grab things from YouTube for your own video project, you have to determine whether or not your usage falls under what are called fair use guidelines. But these are my own videos, so I can use them however I want. Instead of running YouTube DL directly on the command line 5 times, I wrote a small script that runs it for me 5 times. Now, I'm writing a program called toShotcut, in which I specify that I want to combine each of the downloaded files into one 25-second clip where each video is just 5 seconds long. Then I run it on the command line to produce a shotcut file. I'm opening it in Shotcut to check whether it worked, and it did. Let's render it and review. The output of that script will go right here. And since that sped up video has 5 subparts, we'll make a little bit of a progress bar here at the bottom. In this episode, I wrote some scripts to make my pipelines faster, and they worked. Then I faced a dilemma of whether I should keep making them faster or try to provide value to the world. I ultimately chose value to the world. I made a Facebook group and started recruiting. But my pipelines were still buggy and I couldn't even produce the episode I wanted to that day. I got it up the next day. It was about the extended mind. That's the last 5 episodes in 25 seconds total. Now we just need to clean up these pawns and I guess drop the pen on the paper. We're going to take that nested clip from earlier and put it right here. And I'm going to give you 5 challenges. First, can you draw a diagram of how the clips on the video that you're seeing now relate? Can you write down what you think my process for constructing this video was? Third, try it. See if it works. See if you can make a video like this. Ask yourself, did you follow the process? And whether you did or not, revise your diagram and revise your process. Computer science is the science of process, and according to my process, it's time to clean up those pawns and throw down the pen. In the beginning of this episode, I said that this episode was not about review, but rather about pipelines, and I mean that. One sense in which this episode is about review is that I'll be reviewing it as a way to optimize my pipeline. In a sense, this episode and its structure represents a benchmark. What I had to do is get 5 clips and combine them via some automated process. And then I used that clip and combined it with another clip. 2 levels of combining. So I combined and took the output of that combining and then put it into the input of another combining. And then I did that one more time. So I felt like that was not too complicated, but complicated enough to be a good benchmark. There were several things that I had to do that I felt I could automate with code and it would save me a lot of time, and I plan to do those things. But when I do something like that, I want to be able to measure how much time it actually saved me. So I want to have a particular kind of video with a particular kind of structure that I use as a benchmark to see if the time decreased and if so, by how much. I would recommend to students and really to anyone to do something similar, which is when you have some sort of process in your life, some sort of pattern, write it down. And then ask yourself, does it have to be that way? If it doesn't, write down an alternative. And then decide which one is better according to some metric.